Hey everyone, welcome back to a quick pickups video. So this is episode 2 in my Blu-ray pickups series. So well, I'm just going to get straight into it. So first of all, I picked up The Greasy Strangler. This was a release from a few years ago. I actually did a review on my channel as part of the A to Z of horror. We actually streamed this legally, may I add, but I wanted to pick up the Blu-ray release. Look at that, supporting physical media in the high street. There we go, HMV receipt. So this is the standard Amaray release of The Greasy Strangler. I'm not going to try and describe this film because it's difficult. Just go and watch my review. So yeah, you get actually reversible artwork in this release. You can see there. It's absolutely, this film is, on first review I think I gave it 2 stars. Yeah, spoiler alert there on my A to Z review. But on it has rewatchability because it's so out there, and I do actually think it's quite a comedy masterpiece, a modern comedy masterpiece. It's just fantastic. I absolutely love this film now. Yeah, 2016. I think that was when it was out. Anyway, so yeah, if you haven't watched it and you want something a bit quirky, something completely different you've not seen before, go and watch The Greasy Strangler. Next up is Den of Thieves, starring everyone's favourite Gerard Butler. This is kind of it's got some real good gunfight action scenes in this, and some of the end build up when there's a shootout on stationary traffic is really good. Sounds great as well in surround sound, but it's got some, you know, like 50 Cent as I call him, and that guy, which I think is Jackson G. Yeah, I'm sure he's. I thought he was Ice Cube's son. I might be completely wrong, but people will correct me. But yeah, it's basically about bank robbers, and Gerard Butler plays this kind of corrupt, bent cop who leads a special forces team in taking down these bank robbers. And it's just your kind of a bit of twist, but very simple, just action movie. Cops, robbers, corrupt cops doing, treading that line of good and evil. But if you just like some fun action, certainly one for you. Next up is the Venom, starring Tom Hardy. Didn't actually get a chance to see this at the theatre, so when it came out on home physical release, I thought I'd pick up. And do you know what? I had no interest to watching this, and that's why I didn't watch it at the cinema. I actually had a good time with it. Tom Hardy, I think, is perfectly cast as Venom. I'm going to say that. He plays it really well. You kind of feel his paranoia and his demise in his mental well-being as he gets further and further kind of possessed and overtaken by Venom. The only thing I'd say is how suddenly Venom decides to not assist with the invasion, but then turns kind of, if you want to call him, good. But yeah, apart from that, that's the only thing I didn't quite like about it, about the pacing at that certain time, how it just quickly turned the story around. But, some good action scenes. But yeah, really actually enjoyed it. Look, I'm interested to see if they do any more of these. Next up is Bloodfest. So this is essentially about a horror movie festival, and a load of people go to it, and it actually ends up being kind of like a lock-in, and it's all done about how horror movies influence violence. And then they all get locked in and they start being picked off. It's a strange film, to be honest, but it's a good time. Bloodfest. It's not long. It's a UK release. What's that? 90 odd minutes, 93 minutes. Yeah, so definitely worth your 90 minutes. Some good gore in it. Some CGI blood, which I really can't stand. But yeah, it's worth your time. Next up is an Australian movie called Crawl. Really enjoyed this one. Real surprise. Real slow burn, but worth the time. It's basically about a somewhat small Australian town where a local businessman, I think bar owner, calls in the Croatian, he's called, this old chap here, to assassinate somebody. And then it's just how the Croatian gets stuck at her house, and it's kind of like she gets kidnapped. So it's kind of like a home invasion survival movie, but very, very slow pace, but worth the pace. bit of a strange score going on in it. It felt a bit out of place at sometimes. Reminded me of the Psycho shower scene. You know, really like abrupt violin sounds. But yeah, the creation, he's fantastic in it. Really do like it. So if you like your slower paced home invasion movies, it's probably one not many people have heard of. Crawl. Definitely recommend that. Next up is a Robert Englund movie, Phantom of the Opera. This is the 101 films released. And to be honest, it's Robert Englund. That's the main reason I picked it up. And it was in their sale, so for about £4, something like that. I really got bored with this. Really didn't like it. And to be honest, I found myself drifting in and out when I was watching it, so I can't really talk much about it. It's kind of the Phantom of the Opera story. I mean, Robert Englund, from what I remember, did a good performance and all, but no, I didn't enjoy it. I'm going to have to give it another go, but from what I remember when I saw it the other week, yeah, didn't really care for it that much, unfortunately. Next up is a DVD I've just snuck in here, and that's Upgrade. So this is a movie from last year. It doesn't have a UK Blu-ray release. I know they're doing one in Germany next month, so I might upgrade that. Pardon the pun. But yeah, it's a sci-fi action film about this guy here who gets murdered, and they implant a microchip into his spine, which then allows him to be mobile, walk, and then it kind of goes a bit more Pete Tong from there. I won't give too much away because this is one I think people should really check out. So yeah, Upgrade. Next is Trading Places, film I've never seen before. Well, a couple of friends are obsessed with this film and recently were talking about it. And I thought, you know, I've never seen it, I'll pick it up. So this is the HMV exclusive VHS release. I think it's the only way you can get it in the UK on Blu-ray. But anyway, Trading Places, it's a Christmas movie. It's kind of a real fun, light-hearted comedy about these two old gentlemen, kind of stock trading broker millionaires who decide to change their lives, trade places, get it, of Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd's characters, you know, the rich and the poor, and see how they get on with their roles reversed. But yeah, some great moral story in this, and really good fun, great comedy. Next up is in this, because I think there were 2 for $15, it's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Not going to say much more about Ferris Bueller's Day Off because everyone should have seen this film. Fantastic 80s movie by John Hughes, the godfather of 80s movies. And last but not least is the UK 4K release of Halloween. Great movie, I must say. I didn't see it at theatres or at cinema. I don't know why. Just never got around to it. It's one of them things, you know. So really looking forward to the UK release. And I've watched it a few times now since picking up. It's only a couple of weeks old now. And yeah, great sequel to the 78 Carpenter classic. Some things I would have changed in it. Some things if I really wanted to be pedantic, and there's some things I would change. But you know, Laurie Strode's fantastic in it. Of Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, coming back in that role. I really do like the Mike Myers look. There's just, yeah, I think there's some bits I would have changed, but overall a fantastic Halloween movie added to the franchise. There we go, just a quick pick up videos of some films I picked up recently. So thanks all for watching. Cheers.